Hello and welcome to Coda's comprehensive guide to his shitty code. Today's episode, FNF Godot Remake. Alright, so to get started, you want to open the project. If you've done this, you have successfully completed your first step. Congratulations! I'm so proud of you. Alright, second step is adding a song. To add a song, you go into the songs folder, and then you get a song from a mod. Let's use fucking Afton. So you go to you get the song. One thing that's worth noting is that this is in Forever Engine format, and not Psych or Cade or any of that. It uses the inst and the data in the same folder, or the songs folder in the data folder. So I'm gonna import. You can't, because I like that song a lot. And you'd put the data for you can't in there as well. You don't need a hard or easy. You actually don't need a hard or easy difficulty. You don't even need. No, you do need a normal one. Normal is always necessary if you're having songs without hard or easy difficulties. Like you can have one without easy and just hard, but you can also have one without hard and just easy. As a FYI. Oh, it crashed. Oh boy. Okay, so congratulations, you have added a song. I'm so proud of you again. Another note. Here, let me find the song. It's right here. Alright, another note. You can also just add songs using the mods folder. Here, the .mods folder. So if you just want to test songs, you can put them here. So these don't export with your mod. Not really that important. That's it! You did it! You added a song! You added a song! Good job! Alright. Now, I'm going to teach you how to characters, because they're a lot easier. Actually, they're a bit harder than. Okay, so characters are a bit complicated in FNF Godot because there are a lot of ways you can go about it. The way that I go about it for main characters, and if you're using source, this is probably the best way to go about it, is to directly add a character through an instance, or you can just copy it because the script is the only thing that matters. I should add an icon to the character class. Whatever, it's irrelevant. It's that. So, the character sprite is what controls the character, or the character script. So you can actually edit all the characters' stuff here. So you can edit if they're flipped X, their sprite scale. If they do the idle dance, so like the girlfriend dance, and if it speeds up depending on song BPM. Cam offset's weird. You're gonna have to finick with it. I think the X is always the X isn't always the same. The X changes depending on your flip X. I think it's by default this way, but I'm not 100% sure. And then Y is always the same. You have your icon sheet and your character color. So you import all that into the sprites folder, characters folder. It doesn't actually matter where you put it, as long as you can drag the character onto here. So there's the other thing. This is a sprite sheet and not a XML file. So, the most common or the most practical way to do FNF Godot characters is technically a sprite sheet, because that's how I intend it. I intend it to be. But you don't have to do it with a sprite sheet. You can do it through an XML file, which I'm going to show you. But if you were to do it through a sprite sheet, you'd put the sprite sheet in there. Okay, so I'm going to start right away and just assume that you're not using a sprite sheet, because those are hard as fuck to make sometimes, especially from pre-existing characters. So you're going to either want to duplicate this or create a new inherited scene. I'd recommend just duplicating it because it lets you change all the nodes 100%. And the script still updates, which is all that really matters. So I'm gonna add like, here I'll add one of my sprite sheets or one of my XMLs. So there's Codist. So this is my new character. You can rename this too. It's advised. And we can just get rid of this. It doesn't really matter. You can keep it if you want because it will be overwritten, but I do recommend removing the texture because it'll try to load the texture and your sprite sheet texture, which is not ideal. Okay, so the animation player is actually where you do your animations from. You won't have to worry about this if you're using a XML file. So I'm going to delete all these things here. You don't really have to. They'll mostly be overwritten, but again, for security reasons as if you're gonna get hacked. Anyways, now to do it XML, you extend the script, and you're gonna you put this in scripts, objects, characters, so codist.gd. So now I have a character that extends the character class, so all this code is still running. It's here instead. Now you don't actually want to extend the character class if you're doing it with a XML. You want to extend the modded character class. This is the class I have for these GD files. Sorry if I'm shit at explaining, by the way. So these are the characters you put in the mods folder. I wouldn't recommend. You could literally just do this in the mods folder, by the way. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can. So I'm gonna copy this code. Right. And what we have here, I'm gonna explain line by line. So you set your camera offset. You can actually ignore this, I think, because you can just set all that through here still. This and this sprite.position.y, you can ignore that too. This is the important stuff. This is how you actually add the character, right? So we're going to move my little Codist character from here. So I have the codist.png, codist.xml. I'm gonna move that into assets, sprites, characters. I'm just gonna make a new folder called modded. Spelt wrong. And that's where I'll put them. Now it's gonna re-import, and we're gonna steal that, put that here. So that's the path everything will be taken from. And it'll add Sparrow Atlas. So this is how you actually add the sprite. What it does is it changes the texture, it makes sure the H frames and V frames are 1, sets the frame to 0, uncenters it, and enables region stuff, which is how the how it works. So you wanna actually get rid of this PNG. Sorry. Get rid of the PNG at the end of it. It automatically adds that in the path over here, see? So you have that. Now you can do add by prefix, and this is kind of like how you do characters. Oh no, gamer group leak, sorry. It's kind of how you add characters in normal FNF. So you do add by prefix. Actually, it's not really at all, but it's kind of close. You do add by prefix, the path, so this path still, because add by prefix will automatically add the .xml extension. You do the animation name. Yes, this is the animation name inside FNF Godot. So this is idle, sing left, sing down, upright. And then this is the name in the XML file. You can actually check if you go into this function, you have the directory, the name, the XML name, the offset, you have the step, I'll explain that in a second, and then you have loops. So basically this just adds all the animations in. Please note, the reason why you don't really want to use XMLs for major mods is because you lose that fast loading speed. when trying to load stuff. So when I actually load Blammed here, it just boom. But when I try to load a song with a custom character, like Killer Scream, it takes a lot longer. That's not noticeably longer, but it is longer. And if you want to keep like that's one of the big benefits of using FNF Godot. Its loading speeds are fucking short most of the time. So if you want to keep that, I wouldn't recommend using XML files. I probably should have said this earlier. I am so shit at teaching people things. I am sorry. Anyways, now that we've done that, we actually need to add them to the game. So in this main.gd file, which you can find in scripts singletons main.gd, you have all the characters. I'm going to replace GF with the codist.scene that we made earlier, which should be right here. So this is the one that has the script on it. This is the one that has all that junk. So that means once we load in, fun tip, if you press F5 it'll open the game, so you don't have to click on the plus. We are now me instead of the funny. I actually don't think... Okay, now that I think about it, you don't really lose that much loading time. Clearly, it doesn't really... No, yeah, you can see it did take a bit there. You don't lose as much as you do if you use the .mods folder, because the sprite is still being loaded through Godot's image pipeline, or import pipe. I don't know what it's fucking called, but it is still being loaded through that. So it's gonna be fine. I still have to explain stages. Fuck. Alright, so all that's working. I can miss. Dead. Okay. Now that we've done that. Oh yeah, by the way, sorry, I'm gonna keep bringing things up. If you want to move a sprite, because obviously it was in the wrong position, you can move it by just moving the sprite here. So if I move him up here, oh shit, that's too far. Oh yeah, their feet aren't here, by the way. This is the top left of the sprite. That's because it's not centered like the main characters are when you have the sprite sheet. I also want to enable flip X because Codist is a Xflip character. Make sure you're not accidentally moving the hold node and just... Where the fuck did you go? You son of a bitch. Come back here. Why? Hold on. I'm messing up. Hold on. Oh no. Okay. You might have to move them a bit far, because that's how custom characters work, especially with their non-centered bitch selves. Jesus Christ, why did it change so dramatically? Yeah, that's the disadvantage with not having centered sprites. If you flip them, their offsets get fucked completely. This is going terribly. I'm gonna keep going because I don't really care that much. And he's gone again. Okay, hold on, let me troubleshoot this. Gonna move him back to 0, 0. Yeah, he's down there, so I should only have to move it like this. Oh yeah, flip X. Flip X means the way that you expect him to go is not the way he'll go. Basically. Okay, there. That's good enough. Again, you can change the offsets through here. If you're using psych engine offsets, invert the numbers. Yeah, that might be the case for all offsets for some reason. I might fix that later on in an update to the source. But right now you do that, and now he's -10 offset. Sorry about this tutorial, by the way. This is terrible. I haven't even gotten to all.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, now is. Oh wait, I have to sing. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so if you want to do it a different way, like the sprite sheet way, and you need help, or if you want to do it so if you want to do the sprite sheet way, or you want to do it the mods folder way, let me know, because I can help you with that. More things you should know. Yeah, I'm just going to show you how to add an icon, drag and drop there. You can actually color pick like this if you really want to. It's very helpful. So yeah, I didn't show you what idle dance does, but I'm going to show you it now actually.
3, 2, 1, go!
See? And you'll see what the speed does too. It goes a bit slower. Cam offset, so -100 should take it up. So I'm gonna move the camera up, and then you can move it. Yeah, okay, so it's a -100 if you want to move it left if it's flipped X. Like that. And so that's how you do that. It has alt. Ignore that. Alt animations are not done yet. And you can also have girlfriend position, which will
3, 2, 1.
not work because you have to reload the game.
3, 2,
Now
1,
I'm where
go!
girlfriend is. Isn't that crazy? Okay. You can also make girlfriend with this, by the way, by just doing this. This is girlfriend settings. She's also a character, which is very beneficial for editing stuff to do with characters. So, sorry, I'm gonna say, how many times have I said sorry? Like, okay, I think that's all for characters. Again, if you want to know how to do it the sprite sheet way, I can show you. You basically just convert the XML file into the sprite sheet the best you can. You set these H frames and V frames, and you do the animations manually. So you do frame 1 is this, so and then you click this button, and it will move to the next frame. And now this is boyfriend's idol. So great, I love that boyfriend idol. Okay, now that's it for characters. So we're gonna do stages. Stages actually don't take that long. I swear, they're not as complicated as characters are. So stages. This is what a stage looks like. Your most basic version of a stage you can get is the play state. The play state doesn't have any characters. It doesn't have any of that. It's just the most generic version of the game. You can actually just run the play state by itself without a background or anything, and it will work completely fine. You can actually remove one of the strum lines as well, and you can just have no strum line. You can remove both of them if you really fucking wanted to. But yeah, so to make a new level, you're gonna want to right click play state, make a new inherited scene. This time you actually do want to do that, unless you're messing with any of these stuff. Stages, and we're gonna call this Among Us stage, because this is the Among Us stage. Alright, Alright, flarewire. You ready for the Among Us stage? Now, in main.gd, it's the same spot. I'm just going to replace this one with Among Us. The stage is set inside of the JSON file through a psych engine-like system. So just do it as if psych were to do it in the chart. And that's how you set what stage it is. Or you could just go down here and you can just set scene equals stages and then blank.instance for whatever song it is. But yeah, this code isn't very great. I'm not proud of it. Anyways, you want to use this background node to add your stuff. So I'm gonna go add a sprite, and we're gonna actually import a sprite from my temporary folder here. Look, don't ask why I have the Mogus. What are these ones? That's so weird. Actually, I'm just gonna import it through drag and drop like this. That doesn't work, hold on. No, here it is. So there's a sprite. Now I'm gonna, it's the floor. So to do parallax background, you have to use Godot's parallax background shit. So you have the parallax background node. So it's like this. Then you add a new one called parallax layer, and this is where you set the motion scale and stuff. So it's like 0.8 for background, 1 for stage, and 1 for foreground. That's how it is in the stage. So if I can set this to 0.4, and it will seem farther away. The lower the number, the farther it is. So you put the stuff you want to be in the parallax in there. So there's my Mogus, he's in there. Let's add another Mogus. This one will do fine. If I can. Don't worry, I won't leave the source like this. This hurts me very much. Imagine if I committed this source. Don't ask me about my folders, by the way. Oh, I don't think GIFs work. I'm so depressed. Let's see. Let's take this picture of me, the codist. Put them. You can also have people in the foreground. So if I wanted to have like code, I'll have codist in the foreground actually. And I'll make another parallax layer. And this one will be 0.9, so it's like slightly far away. And I'll put that. It'll be a squishy codist. It'll be up here. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. I'll move squishy codist down here. And then normal codist will be here. And then I'm gonna make him red. Ooh, evil squishy, evil codist. He's evil. Oh no. So that's how you make a background. As you can see here, you can use stage as a reference. I really recommend it. If you want to edit... Oh yeah, right, their positions. So if you want to edit the player, enemy, and girlfriend's positions, you use these position 2Ds. This is where their feet will spawn if it's not an XML character. If it is, then it will spawn in the top left corner. But you can change that through the character itself. I wouldn't recommend adjusting for that here. So I can move them all around. Girlfriend will be up to the top here, and boyfriend will be right in front of the codist. Now we can open up. I think any.
3,
Yeah.
2, 1, go!
This isn't very. Hold on, I'm gonna move the player down. Back down here. Oh no, girlfriend. No, that was in the right position. I forgot I set Codus to be in the girlfriend position. That's my bad. Again. Sure, story mode. Boppy Bo is the greatest song ever.
3, 2, 1, go!
I don't know where the Mogus went, but it's probably here. But yeah, you can see the Codus in the background does have parallax on him, and you can kind of see. You can't really see that. That's in the front, but it is, I assure you. That's that. There you go. It's the guide to making stages. Maybe it's like, hold on. I really want to figure out why this is. There he is. There you go. So that's how you make stages in FNAF Godot. Sorry for the shit code. Sorry for everything. Sorry for the shit tutorial. Oh, don't start streaming.